I want you to close your eyes and picture a cabin on the lake. It's midday, blue skies, no clouds. It's about 30 degrees Celsius, that kind of day that makes you think, yeah, this is it. You can hear a bit of life around you. There's a voice in the distance, someone on a dock somewhere. Nothing too loud, just enough to remind you you're not alone. Now picture yourself out on that lake in a kayak. The water is calm. It looks like a mirror. There's no wind, no choppiness. Your paddle slides through without effort, and each stroke feels like natural, like breathing. And yeah, that calm feels great. And yet, when it gets too calm, too quiet, I don't always relax. It's more like my system wants a bit of movement. Like when I sleep, I need a fan. I need some sound. If it's dead quiet, I don't settle. So out there on that glass water, my mind starts doing what it does. A memory comes in. Something you said last week, a moment you replayed, a version of you that still stings a bit. And then a plan comes in, what you need to fix, what you need to say, how you're going to handle the next meeting, the next conversation, the next step. And then suddenly a worry comes in. What if I messed up? What if I'm behind? What if I can't keep this pace? It's the mind creates, see, it's like the mind creates the wind just to feel something move. And for a minute, it feels fine, just like peace. This is what people mean when they say complete calmness. But then something shifts. The sun's been beating down. There's no breeze, right? And you get that feeling like if I stay out too long, this is going to turn on me. And that's when I notice something about myself. I love calm, but I don't want it forever. Too much stillness starts to mess with you. Too much quiet starts to create noise. That's when thinking kicks in. That's when you start craving moments. So you hope for a little wind, and then it happens. A light wind comes in, and you feel it right away. And you're like, yeah, that's it. That's what I needed. And we're not talking about chaos or wanting a storm, just a little movement. And that makes you realize something. Maybe the goal isn't peace and quiet all the time. Maybe the goal is balance, calm with a bit of motion, stillness with enough movement to breathe. Because the real question is what happens when there is not a light wind? What happens when the wind really picks up? When you're out in the middle of the lake and the water stops being smooth, ripples turn into waves, the waves start pushing you, and now you're not just relaxing, baby, you're working. You're trying to stay upright, and it's no different inside of your own mind. So, this is where Michael Singer comes in. Michael Singer is a spiritual teacher and an author of Untethered Soul. People hear inner peace and think it means having no thoughts at all. Like the only time you're okay is when everything inside is perfectly still. But if I'm chasing a mind with no thoughts, I'm not finding peace. I'm tightening my grip because thoughts happen. And at times, I even start them. Not because I want chaos, but because I'm alive and my mind it just moves. You see, every thought is a ripple. You drop one into the surface and it spreads. So maybe the point isn't a perfectly still lake. Maybe the point is letting the ripples pass through without treating each one like it's an emergency. Maybe the point isn't gripping the paddle every time a ripple shows up, because that's reaction is normal. A thought hits and it feels bigger than it is. So you basically will tighten up, you brace, you start fighting what's happening inside of your own head. But if a thought really is just a ripple, what if you don't have to fight? What if you can notice it, let it move through, and still keep your stroke? So you see, maybe you don't have to win by getting rid of the noise. Maybe you win by learning to live with it without letting it drive you. And that takes us right into real life. A lot of us don't need a silent mind. We just need a steadier one.